Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Homemade. And this is a bittersweet moment because this is the last tip of our holiday cooking tips edition. This is tip number 14. And as I always say, this is one of those important tips because we are making sure that our food isn't getting anyone sick. This tip is don't let our food sit out too long. I know we have a habit of wrapping things back up and waiting until someone else comes, or someone may be on their way after we've already eaten, but we want to make sure that we are putting up our leftovers at the correct temperature. We don't want to refrigerate foods when they're too hot, but we also just don't want to leave those foods sitting out at room temperature too long. If they're supposed to be hot, make sure that they're hot. If they're supposed to be cold, make sure that they're cold. But we don't want to leave those things sitting out on our tables for too long. You all, it really runs the risk of us getting sick off of those things. So make sure when it's time to put up your leftovers, that you are putting them up at the correct temperature. Make sure that you are putting them up correctly. Make sure that you are storing them properly in your refrigerator. So we want to make sure that all of our leftovers are in the right place, even in our refrigerator. We don't want to sit them under raw foods. We don't want to sit things that are super hot into our refrigerator to cool them down. No, we want to make sure that we're cooling things properly and that we're storing them properly because it keeps us from having to encounter certain foodborne illnesses. They are real. Oh, yes. So, that was our last cooking tip of our holiday cooking tips edition. It has been a pleasure and a joy sharing these tips with you all. I hope that you have benefited from something that I've said. I pray that this holiday season be one of the best holiday seasons that you have ever had with whoever you're able to spend it with, whoever God has placed in your life to spend this holiday season with, whether it be your family members, whether it be a blood relative, a co-worker, or just someone that you may have encountered on the street. Make sure that you take advantage of just enjoying this time. Don't take life for granted. Don't take people for granted. It is a blessing to be able to share these moments with people that God has placed in our lives. You all, cooking, it's as easy or as hard as you make it. But I promise you, if you keep it simple, just be yourself, life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be great.